Have you ever looked down at your hands and felt like they seem just a little older than the rest of you? You moisturize, you wear your beautiful rings, you take care of yourself, and yet something still feels slightly off. Here's what I've discovered. The nail color you choose is doing something optical that most of us have never used intentionally, and once you understand it, everything changes. My beautiful friends, today we're covering 7 nail colors, and for each one I'll show you the science, how it works on your real hands, and exactly where to buy it. One of these colors is going to surprise you completely. I want to start with something most beauty videos skip over. Your hands after 60 are real hands. They have visible veins. They may have age spots, or what some people call sunspots. The nails may have ridges. The joints may be more prominent than they used to be. And here's what's beautiful about this. Every single one of those features changes how nail color behaves. Not against you, with you. Once you understand how, you'll see color completely differently. A woman reached out to me not long ago. She told me that everything about her appearance had come together beautifully. Her clothes, her hair, her style, but her hands still felt like they were letting her down. She moisturized, she wore lovely rings, she kept her nails tidy. Something was still off. She had warm, golden undertones in her skin, and not a single piece of nail advice she'd ever read had been written for her skin specifically. I want to come back to her story at the end of this video because her discovery is what this whole video is really about. Here's what you're going to get today. For each of the 7 colors, I'll tell you the optical science, why it works on mature hands. I'll show you how it interacts with your real features, your veins, your spots, your texture, and I'll give you the exact shade names, budget, mid-range, and luxury, so you leave knowing precisely what to search for. Your skin has a temperature. Every nail color has one too. And when those temperatures match, or when they're designed to work together, that's when your hands glow. Let's begin. The first color is soft pink, and I want to tell you something about it that most people have never heard. Soft pink has what colorists call low chroma. That means low color intensity. It doesn't shout, it whispers warmth into everything around it. Here's what that does on your hand. On mature skin, which naturally has less color saturation in it, a low chroma color like soft pink doesn't create a sharp visual edge where your nail ends and your skin begins. That edge is where high contrast colors draw attention to every vein line, every age spot, every texture change. Soft pink skips that edge almost entirely. Instead, it extends the natural warmth of your nail bed outward, making the whole finger read as longer, warmer, and more vital. Now let me show you how this plays out on your specific hands. If you have visible veins, soft pink is one of your most reliable choices. The low contrast between nail and skin means the eye travels to the nail color and stays there. It doesn't slide down the hand to notice what's underneath. For age spots, pink's warmth sits in the same color family as your skin tone. It doesn't create the stark light-dark contrast that would frame a spot as a focal point. The hand reads as unified. For ridged nails, and this is where the finish type becomes essential, choose soft pink in a cream formula only. A cream formula settles into the ridges slightly as it dries, reading as smooth and even on the nail surface. A shimmer formula does the opposite. It catches light differently at each ridgeline and amplifies the texture you're hoping to quiet. For joints that are more prominent, soft pink's gentle value, not dark, not stark, keeps the eye moving continuously. There's no hard visual stop at the knuckle. Now, which version of soft pink is yours? Because this is the first moment in our list where undertone makes the difference between glowing and falling flat. If your skin runs cool, think pink blue or pink gray in your veins, choose soft pink with a slight gray-violet base. Baby pink, not bubblegum. Bubblegum has warmth that competes with cool skin. If your skin is neutral, balanced between warm and cool, classic ballet pink is made for you. Equal parts everything. And if your skin has warmth, golden, peach, or olive in your tone, this is critical. Avoid blue-based pink entirely. It will read cold against your warm skin. Instead, choose soft pink with a peach lean. That gentle peach warmth resonates with your skin's natural warmth, rather than fighting it. Here's exactly what to look for. The finish you want is cream, always cream for soft pink. Not shimmer, not matte. For a budget option in the US, Sally Hansen's Complete Salon Manicure in Rose Quartz is widely available at Walmart, Target, and CVS, around $5 to $7. In the UK, Barry M's Nail Paint in Pink Flamingo at Boots or Superdrug sits in the same beautiful range. At mid-range, Essie's Mademoiselle is the neutral soft pink I come back to again and again. You'll find it at Target and Ulta for around $10. For cool undertones, Essie's Ballet Slippers is the cooler version. Both are at Boots and John Lewis in the UK. And if you'd like to invest, OPI's Passion works beautifully for neutral to warm skin, and Chanel's Ballerina is the cool neutral classic. Both around $30 at Nordstrom or Sephora. Chanel Ballerina is also at Harrods and John Lewis in the UK. Soft pink is the quiet foundation of this whole list. And once you choose the right version for your undertone, you'll understand why so many women wear it for years without being able to explain why it works. Now you can. And that discovery leads me directly to the second color, one that takes soft pink's warmth and goes somewhere even more specific for a skin tone that most nail advice completely overlooks. The second color is Peachy Nude. And before I explain what it does, I want to tell you what most nude nail colors get wrong, because this distinction matters. Many nudes sold as skin-toned are built on a beige base with gray in it. And gray on warm skin does something that nobody talks about. It creates what makeup artists call the dead hand effect. The hand looks drained, slightly flat, as though the life has gone out of it. This is the opposite of glow. Peachy Nude works on an entirely different principle. Peach contains yellow, red, and white on skin that has warm or golden tones, and this includes much of the skin we develop after 60. With its beautiful golden warmth, the yellow component in peach meets the warmth in your skin tonally. They agree with each other. The nail doesn't sit on top of your hand, it extends from it. Colorists call this a skin-adjacent shade. The result on your hands isn't contrast, it's harmony. Now let me be direct with you. If your hands have yellow, golden, or olive warmth in them, this is your color. Not as a consolation, as a first choice. This is the shade that was designed for the tonal character of your skin, and most nail color videos have never once pointed you toward it. For veins, peach warmth shifts the overall color temperature of your hand toward gold. That shift reduces the visual prominence of the blue-gray that's underneath, not by hiding it, but by warming everything around it so the contrast diminishes naturally. For age spots, Peachy Nude integrates across the varied pigmentation of hands that carry years of sun and living. Rather than sitting above the skin as a separate statement, it blends into the hand's story. For ridged nails, here the finish changes. Choose satin rather than cream for Peachy Nude. Satin gives the warmth of this shade a gentle, soft lit quality, like warm candlelight on your nails. Matte Peachy Nude goes flat. It loses the very warmth that makes it work. For all undertones, one honest note. If your skin runs cool, Peachy Nude won't serve you in the same way. The warmth will feel slightly at odds with your natural tone. Soft pink from our first color, or the mauve coming up next, will be more at home on you. Here's what to search for. Finish, satin, or cream if satin isn't available. Avoid matte entirely. It flattens the warmth this shade depends on. For budget in the US, Revlon's Color Stay in Mink is a beautiful warm nude, around $5 to $7 at Walmart, Target, and CVS. In the UK, Rimmel's 60 Seconds in Blushed Nude at Boots or Superdrug gives you that peachy warmth in the same range. At mid-range, OPI's You've Got Nata on Me is a genuine peachy nude. Ulta and Target carry it for around $10 to $13. In the UK, OPI's Stop It I'm Blushing at Boots or Superdrug gives you similar warmth. For a luxury option, Dior's Beige Mitza is one of the most beautiful warm nudes I know of. Nordstrom and Sephora carry it, around $30. In the UK, you'll find it at Selfridges or John Lewis. The first two colors we've covered each have a particular undertone family they serve best. Soft pink for cool and neutral, peachy nude for warm and golden. The next color does something different. It belongs to almost everyone, and it does it by existing beautifully in the space between. The third color is classic mauve. And here's the thing about mauve that makes it unlike anything else in this list. Every color we've looked at so far has a home, a particular undertone family where it does its finest work. Mauve doesn't work that way. Mauve sits in the visual middle ground between pink and purple. Pink brings warmth. Purple brings refinement, and together they create a shade that does both at the same time. But the more important science is this. Mauve has medium saturation, not low like soft pink, not high like a bold red, medium. And that placement on the saturation scale is exactly what makes it so broadly flattering on mature hands. Here's why. Medium saturation gives the nail enough color depth to sit clearly and definitively against the skin, without generating the contrast differential that pulls the eye toward every variation in the skin surface. It defines without demanding. It marks the nail as the focal point without revealing everything around it. Let me walk you through what that means for your hands specifically. For ridged nails, mauve's medium depth works as a visual texture smoother. Not by settling physically into the ridges the way a very thin formula can, but by the depth of the color itself. The ridge shadows, the micro valleys where light falls differently, become less visually distinct under a medium value shade. A very light color makes them more visible. A very dark color makes them starker. Mauve, sitting in the middle, quiets them. For age spots, because mauve doesn't generate strong contrast differential across the hand surface, the eye simply doesn't track the pigmentation variations in the skin. It reads the nail as the primary feature. The spots are there, they're just not the headline. For veins, mauve's balanced value sits in harmony with the blue-gray of vein visibility, neither competing with it nor amplifying it. A very light color can make veins more prominent by contrast. A very dark color can create a hard visual boundary that draws attention to the margin of the nail. Mauve occupies neither extreme. It simply belongs there, for all joints. Soft pink had it, peachy nude had it, and mauve has it too. That continuous quality where the color reads as uninterrupted elegance from the tip of the finger all the way to the knuckle. No hard edge, no visual stop. Now, which version of mauve is yours? If your skin is cool, choose mauve with a blue rose base. Lean toward the blue-pink side of the mauve family. That cool note in the mauve resonates with the cooler quality of your complexion. If you're neutral, true balanced mauve, classic, sitting equally between warm and cool. This is what most people picture when they say the word mauve. If your skin runs warm, choose mauve with a dusty rose or brown-pink base. Avoid anything that reads blue. Blue mauve on warm skin can look slightly gray and lifeless. You want the muted rose warmth of dusty mauve, not the cool refinement of a blue mauve. We are one color away from the one I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, the one that surprises most people. One more stop, and then we're there. Here's what to find. The finish for mauve is cream. The medium depth of this shade works with cream's even surface to smooth the ridge shadows I mentioned. It's the combination of the depth and the formula together that creates that effect. For budget in the US, China Glaze's Ravishing Darling is a beautiful classic mauve, around $5 to $7 at Sally Beauty or Walmart. Sally Hansen's Complete Salon Manicure in Mauve is another solid option. In the UK, Barry M's Gelly High Shine in Rosehip at Boots or Superdrug gives you that same elegant warmth. At mid-range, Essie's Cascade Cool is a perfect cooler mauve. Target and Ulta carry it for around $10. If you want something with a little more depth, Essie's Wicked moves into deeper mauve territory. both at Boots and John Lewis in the UK. For a luxury option, Deborah Lippmann's Lilac Wine is one of the most quietly beautiful mauves I know, at Nordstrom or Sephora for around $30. In the UK, Harvey Nichols and Cult Beauty carry it. And one thing that sets mauve apart from every other color in this list, it belongs to every season. It doesn't feel out of place in January or July, at a dinner table or a grandchild's school play. If you are ever going to keep only one bottle of nail color, make it a mauve. My beautiful friends, we are now at the moment I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. The color that comes next surprises almost everyone. And once you understand the science behind it, I think it might surprise you too. Berry red. I know, it's not what you were expecting. And that's exactly why I've been waiting to show it to you. Here's what nobody tells you about red nail polish and mature skin, and it matters. True red has what colorists call maximum chroma. That means it carries the highest possible color intensity on the spectrum. On mature skin, which has naturally less pigment density than it once did, a maximum chroma red creates a chromatic collision at the nail boundary. The visual contrast is so sharp that the eye reads every feature at that edge, every variation, every detail. The color doesn't glow, it overwhelms. Berry red sits 10 to 15 degrees toward blue on the color wheel from true red. That shift does something precise. It reduces the warm intensity without reducing the richness. The result is a color with genuine visual authority, deep enough to create a powerful focal draw, but without the chromatic friction that makes true red fight with mature skin. True red fights. Berry red converses. And on your hands, that conversation produces something beautiful. This is the color I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. Now you understand exactly why it works. And it's yours, if it speaks to you. Let me tell you what berry red does on hands specifically. For visible veins, berry red's depth creates a focal draw strong enough that the eye simply arrests at the nail. It doesn't travel. It doesn't continue across the hand to register the vein network underneath. The color achieves visual authority before attention reaches anything else. For age spots, a deep berry on the nail preempts the eye entirely. By the time the eye has absorbed the nail color, it has already organized the hand into a composition where the nail is the dominant element. Spots don't achieve focal status. They exist, but the visual hierarchy is already settled. Now, and this is the part I want to say directly, if red has always spoken to you, if you've always loved the feeling of color, of presence, of a hand that announces itself beautifully, this is your version, not the watered-down option. The version that genuinely glows on mature hands, with the science to back it up. You've always had permission to wear color. Now you understand exactly what kind of color serves you best. Which version of berry red is yours? Cool undertones. Reach for a true berry with a blue-red base. Think dark raspberry. Think depth with a cool edge. Not brick, not rust. Blue. Neutral undertones. A balanced berry. Equal warmth and cool in the red-purple range. Neither warm garnet nor cool raspberry. The center of the berry spectrum. Warm undertones, garnet berry with a brown-red base. Wine tones, brick berry, the depth of berry without the coolness that reads out of place on golden skin. Avoid any berry that leans blue. It will cool your whole hand in a way that works against you. Let me give you the exact shades. Finish, cream, or satin only, not shimmer. In a deep color like berry red, shimmer catches the texture peaks of the nail differently than it does in a light shade. It amplifies ridge texture rather than quietly covering it. Cream or satin for berry, always. For budget in the US, Revlon's Color Stay in Wine Knot is a rich, deep berry, around $5 to $7 at Walmart or CVS. Sally Hansen's Insta-Dry in Berry Speedy is another strong option. In the UK, Rimmel's 60 Seconds in Black Cherry or Barry M's Gelly in Pomegranate at Boots or Superdrug give you beautiful depth in that range. At mid-range, OPI's Malaga Wine is a classic warm berry, the garnet version at Ulta and Target for around $10 to $13. For a cooler berry, Essie's Angora Cardi leans more into the raspberry direction. OPI's Malaga wine is also at Boots and Superdrug in the UK. For luxury, Chanel's Rouge Noir is the definitive cool berry, one of the most iconic nail colors ever made, around $32 at Nordstrom, Sephora, and in the UK at Harrods, John Lewis, and Boots. For a warm berry luxury option, Dior's Pourpre Rêveur at Nordstrom or Sephora. Berry red is bold conviction, and now I want to show you its counterpart, something completely different in feeling. What comes next is quiet confidence. The fifth color is creamy taupe. And I want to start by clearing up a misunderstanding. Most people hear taupe and think safe, predictable, a beige that hasn't made up its mind. That's not what taupe is. Taupe is technically a gray beige, and that gray component is the entire point. On its own, a flat beige has very little visual weight. It can disappear against fair skin and look washed out against warm skin. On its own, a straight gray reads cold and can feel clinical. But when the two combine in the right proportion, gray giving depth, beige giving warmth, the result is what designers call a sophisticated neutral. It holds its ground without claiming territory. And here is what happens when you add a cream finish. A cream taupe doesn't simply sit on the nail the way a flat color does. It holds light, not shimmer. There are no flecks of reflection catching at different angles. What you get is called inner glow, a very faint, even luminosity across the entire nail surface. The nail seems lit from within. That is why women consistently report that creamy taupe nails make people say, "Your nails look so expensive," or "Did you just have a manicure?" It reads intentional, curated, like your hands were quietly arranged to look their best. Now let me show you what creamy taupe does for specific hand features. For age spots and uneven pigmentation, taupe functions as a visual bridge across the hand. It neither clashes with warm-toned spots nor creates tension against cooler areas of the skin. It simply accepts the full landscape of the hand, varied tones, varied textures, and unifies it under one quietly elegant statement. The hand reads as whole. For joint prominence, taupe contains a meaningful gray component, and gray has a slight visually receding quality. Where brighter or warmer colors can draw attention to the contours and topography of the hand, the gray in taupe gently steps back. It doesn't announce the shape of the hand. It rests there. For veins, taupe's neutrality means it creates no pronounced contrast with either the warmth of the skin or the cooler tone of the veins. It simply coexists, a quiet presence that asks nothing of the hand's natural landscape. For those of you with more pronounced nail ridges, I want to pause here specifically. Of all the colors in this list, creamy taupe in a cream formula gives you the smoothest reading nail surface. Here is why. The cream formula fills the micro grooves of a ridged nail as it dries. And taupe's medium depth means those filled grooves read as a continuous even surface, neither too light, where ridges re-emerge under bright reflection, nor too dark, where ridges become visible as shadows. The combination of this formula and this depth is the most effective pairing for pronounced ridges in the entire palette. Undertone guidance. If your skin is cool, lean toward taupe with an ash gray base, more gray than beige, sitting cool. If your skin is neutral, true balanced taupe works as your universal neutral. And if your skin is warm, choose taupe with a golden or caramel base, warm sand taupe. Avoid ash taupe on warm skin. The gray will cool your hand in a way that defeats the warmth you're working with. The finish for creamy taupe is cream, exclusively. Matte taupe and cream taupe are not the same color. They are different experiences entirely. Matte taupe goes flat and lifeless on the nail. The inner glow disappears. What's left is a gray beige with no reason to exist. Cream taupe glows. The difference is the difference between polished marble and flat concrete. Same basic material, completely different presence. Shimmer taupe doesn't work either. The shimmer breaks apart the sophisticated neutrality that makes taupe what it is. Cream only. For budget in the US, Sally Hansen's Complete Salon Manicure in Grey Toile is a beautiful neutral cool taupe, around $5 to $7 at Walmart, CVS, or Target. In the UK, Rimmel's 60 Seconds in Caramel Cupcake or Barry M's Grage at Boots or Superdrug give you that warm taupe quality beautifully. At mid-range, Essie's Topless and Barefoot is the neutral taupe, endlessly wearable, around $10 at Target or Ulta. For a cooler version, Essie's Chinchilly leans more grey. Both are also at Boots and John Lewis in the UK. For luxury, Dior's Beige Porcelain is one of the most refined taupes made. Nordstrom and Sephora carry it for around $30. In the UK, Harrods, Selfridges, and Boots carry it too. Creamy taupe is quiet confidence fully arrived. And from quiet confidence, we move to something that looks like its opposite, but works on the same principle of simplicity carried to its most luminous point. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. White, after 60? Too stark, too clinical, too much contrast, and if we were talking about stark white, you'd be right. Here's the difference. True stark white has maximum luminance. It reflects more light than any other color on the spectrum. On mature hands, that extreme luminance creates a hard brightness boundary at every edge, where the nail ends and the skin begins, where a vein runs beneath, where an age spot sits nearby. The eye reads every one of those boundaries simultaneously. The effect is harsh, not luminous. Milky white is built on a different principle entirely. Milky white is white with a small percentage of warm or neutral pigment added, just enough to soften the luminance curve. Photographers call this diffused brightness. Rather than hard light that creates sharp contrasts, it's soft light that fills a space evenly. The nail glows, it doesn't blare. White is the most attention-commanding value on the spectrum. What milky does is redirect that attention gently. The eye arrives at the nail with pleasure rather than surprise. And when that happens on mature hands, the effect is exactly what the name promises: spa clean. Alive, quietly radiant. Here's what milky white does on the specific features of your hands. I want to speak directly to those of you with more visible age spots right now. White seems counterintuitive for age spots, because maximum contrast should emphasize every mark. But that's stark white's behavior, not milky white's. What milky white does is draw the eye to the nail with such complete luminous authority that the skin around it becomes secondary. The nail wins the visual attention entirely. Your age spots don't disappear, but they are simply no longer what the eye encounters first. The composition of your hand is led by the nail, not the skin. For veins, the softened luminance of milky white means there is no sharp brightness boundary where nail meets skin. The transition at the nail margin is gradual. Vein visibility along the sides of the fingers is less emphasized, not because the color masks it, but because the milky quality of the brightness removes the sharp contrast edge that would otherwise draw the eye there. For joints, milky white introduces something no other color in this list calls for: nail shape. Pair milky white with a shorter, more rounded nail shape. Soft brightness and rounded shape together create a visual balance. A longer nail in stark white can accent the topography of each joint. A shorter, rounded nail in milky white reads as gentle and proportional. For undertones, milky white is the most undertone flexible white available. Cool undertones, choose milky white with the faintest gray or lavender cast. Barely warmed, mostly white, clear and ethereal. Neutral undertones, balanced milky white, equal warmth and cool. The version that photographs beautifully in any light. Warm and golden undertones. This matters. Choose milky white with a cream ivory warmth. Stark white on golden or yellow skin reads harsh and cold. It creates a contrast the skin tone wasn't designed for. Ivory milk reads as elegance. Warm, softly luminous, refined. The finish for milky white is cream only. Sheer milky white can look unfinished. The coverage is thin enough that the nail plate shows through and the luminous quality doesn't fully develop. Shimmer milky white looks dated rather than fresh. It breaks up the clean brightness that makes this shade work. Matte milky white goes flat and chalky. Cream captures the soft lit quality of milky white the way no other finish does. For budget in the US, Wet n Wild's French White Creme is one of the best budget whites made, around $2 at Walmart. Sally Hansen's White On at CVS is another strong option. In the UK, Barry M's Gelly in Cotton or Rimmel's 60 Seconds in Ivory Tower at Boots or Superdrug give you that milky quality beautifully. At mid-range, Essie's Blanc is the neutral milky white, reliable, endlessly wearable, around $10 at Target or Ulta. For a cooler version, OPI's Alpine Snow. Both Essie Blanc and OPI Alpine Snow are at Boots and John Lewis in the UK. For luxury, Deborah Lippmann's White Wedding is the warm ivory milk version, exactly the right cream warmth for golden undertones, around $30 at Nordstrom or Sephora, and at Harvey Nichols and Cult Beauty in the UK. Chanel's Blanc Camellia is the cool neutral option at the same price tier. And Milky White has one more quality worth naming. It is the most powerful spring and summer color in this list. In warm natural light, it captures something instantly refreshing. The hands look cared for, alive and at ease. We are coming up on the final color in this list. And I promised at the beginning of this video that I would come back to a story. A woman whose hands felt like they were letting her down, despite everything else being right. We're almost there, and now, the color I saved for last. The one I believe will surprise the most people watching this. And the one that closes that story completely. What you hold now is not a list of colors. It is a way of seeing. Every nail color you encounter from this point forward, you can read. You understand what it does and whether it belongs on your hands. Berry Red found its place in this list, not as a bold choice for daring women, but as a scientifically grounded one for any woman who loves color. The optical science we began with in the very first seconds of this video, I hope you feel it now in every color we covered. It was always there. And to the woman whose story we carried through this whole video, and to every woman who recognized herself in it, your hands have always had something beautiful to say. Today you learned the language. Before you go, one question. Are you cool-toned, warm-toned, or neutral? Because your undertone is the single variable that personalizes every recommendation in this video, and every beauty decision you'll ever make. Tell me your undertone in the comments below. I will personally reply with the exact shade from today that I believe will make your hands glow most. Drop it below. Cool, warm, neutral, I'll be there. And if you believe, as I do, that style gets better with age, and that beauty advice should see your real hands and your real skin, you belong here. My beautiful friends, welcome. And if today showed you that color has optical science behind it, wait until you discover what nail shape does to the same hands. That video is next, and I think it will surprise you.